Hello, and a very warm welcome to everyone. You are tuning into the very first episode of the brand new journey of Kalpana Se Vastavikta Tak, from imaginations to the reality. This is a platform where we bridges the gap between dreaming big to making it happen. Throughout this podcast series, we will be bringing your conversation with exceptional students who haven't just excelled in their respective fields, but have paved their way towards incredible internships, innovative startups, and stellar placements. And because we are kicking off such an incredible journey today, our very first guest has to be somebody truly extraordinary. Joining us today to unlock our very first episode is Aakash Nath Jha. Akash is currently pursuing his ECE degree at Netaji Subhas University of Technology. He is currently in fourth year, but calling him just a student would be an understatement. He's an undergraduate researcher in analog circuit design and is currently working as an analog intern at semiconductor giant that is the one and only Texas Instruments India. Beyond his technical pros in the labs, Akash is also a prominent leader on campus. He serves as the Secretary General for the Nakshatra, the Astronomy and Mathematical Society of NSUT, and has been an active member of DEPCOM for nearly 3 years. His journey for navigating from complex classroom theories to securing a coveted role at Texas Instruments in Bangalore is a perfect blueprint for anyone looking to turn their imaginations into the reality. Akash, a very, very welcome to our show, Kalpana Se Vastavikta Tak.
Hi all, I am Aakash. Currently I just passed out my third year, and I am an avid fan of reading books and playing a lot of sports, basically any sport you can find. And I am currently going towards a core domain career, like in electronics, circuit design, and all. So yeah, that's the basic about me.
Okay, it was like people who are very good in studies are also good in sports as well. Now you can everyone see, yeah, it's not always key. If you are just respecting your limits, then only you can get into some very extraordinary places. So, Akash, we will be moving in a way that there will be total 5 rounds. And starting off with the very first round, it is basically that if a student gets into the college, how he or she should just start off with just finding the direction. So, like, I would like to start that how going back to your early days at NSUT, when you entered NSUT as your first year student, did you already have that clear mindset that I wanted to build a career in, or how did you get the clarity that, or it just developed with years? How it went the journey of completely into getting into the academics in code domain?
See, honestly, as there was nothing of that sort. I got into the college, most people are like, oh yeah, we want to do computer science chahiye. That's where the money's at right now. That was my aim JEE ke time pe, ki, theek hai, I'll do that and I'll get computer science and I'll go. Obviously, that did not happen. And thing is, मेरे को उससे पहले तक I had no idea about electronics. I knew I would like computer science because I'd done it in school in 11th and 12th. Right. So when I didn't get it, I was like, fine, I'll join EC and I'll do it on the side. Many people think that that's what I'll do. That does not work out. It is very tough to manage coding and well, all DSA and all everything that my friends do while doing electronics. And I gave up coding in the first sem. I tried. I had a computer programming course in the first sem. I was like, no, this is not for me. मेरे को नहीं करना है. And it was not just because मेरे को बस interest नहीं है. Right. It is all about interest कहाँ पे आ जाता है. And electronics, though, I had no idea about. First sem, I did not know what to do. Second sem, I didn't know what to do. No idea about career. I was like, पढ़े जा रहा हूँ. That's what I'll do. Right. Uh, Third sem is when one of my courses, microelectronics, right? I had one professor that taught the course so well, okay? And I actually got so interested in that course that one specific teacher and one specific course is completely responsible for my interest in this subject. No other reason. तो उसके बाद से I've just been actively working towards it कि थोड़ा थोड़ा करता रहूँ. And actively doesn't mean कि हर रोज पढ़ रहा हूँ or doing any of that sort. No, just time to time some things I keep doing.
Hmm. Would you love to share the name of that particular professor from the electronics department?
Yeah, sure. Dr. Urvashi Bansal, right? Yeah, she inspired me to get into this domain, and I'm still actively
Okay.
working with her. Yeah.
Wow, that's great to hear. Like actually, if you find your own way with interacting with the good people, so you will definitely gonna find your way that how you are going to carry forward your journey ahead. So there might be some points like when you just thought ki no, CSC is not working for me. So isn't it created a FOMO kind of space around you? Ki, yeah, everybody's doing DSA and all, and I'm not doing that. I'm going out of the way for this core electronics.
See, I'll be honest, some people might encounter that, but I didn't because for me it has always been the case कि I will do what मेरा interest है, right? Before 10th I didn't know what JE was. मेरे को नहीं पता था. I took science because मेरे को physics, chemistry, especially math पसंद थी. I had no clue about JE. फिर then only I got enrolled in a coaching, right? तो उसके बाद I got to know. So it was more about what garners my interest, not about what others are doing. And thankfully, I was in a good enough, position that I didn't have to just go through towards the nearest source of money, right? I'm lucky enough to be in a privileged enough position to do that I could follow my interest.
Okay, how you are able to decide that how you're going to invest your time and energy like during your undergrad years? Because there are many people who are just get involved in some bad practices, some bad peer group. How did you manage to, because there is a huge crowd that comes to the college, and it's become like if you stay away from the crowd, it become very hard. Like sometimes people start feeling, yeah, I'm all alone. I don't have good friends. So how did this like? How did you figure out that part? Ki, yeah, if I am into college, I have to be very clear that how you were able to channelize your time and energy in just getting the right path for your for future career.
Right? It doesn't matter what other people are doing. If you think, oh, that guy is like, I'm not against drinking, right? If you want to drink, go ahead, do it, whatever you want. But it should not harm other people. And I would suggest it should not harm your own studies and all. But honestly, whatever the person wants to do, go ahead. It's fine with me. But I didn't like that, right? I didn't like the behavior or of any other sort of thing, drinking, smoking. Yeah, no, it just never attracted me. I was like, nahi. I can like I want to hang out later in the evening, no issues. Late घर पहुंचना है 10-11 बजे, that's still fine. I have the freedom to do that, but I never felt the need to use that freedom. I was like, ठीक है, college खत्म, घर जा रहा हूँ, I'll chill at home. That's a much better use of my time.
Hmm. I guess it's the better way. Ki, yeah, if a person is clear with his own moralities and all the thoughts that he has to carry forward, because everybody is aware of what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And thing is, the peer group definitely does matter, right? It's possible people, students, at least first year, mein, it's very possible people get peer pressured into it because college mein aaya, you want to fit in, right? If somebody doesn't have their sense of self confidence, they're like, "हाँ, मैं fit in करना है. Fine, we'll try this, we'll try that." That is not. I mean, I can't blame the people for wanting to fit in, but that all usually does not lead to a good outcome. तो भाई ये peer group does matter काफी. मेरे आसपास के दोस्त, all of them, they're good people, right? Most of them like are not involved in any of this either. So that definitely helps.
So yeah, like these are some points that everybody should take care of. That not always to get fit in into peer groups. You should choose the path that is not appropriate for you because, like, yeah, as explained clearly by you, yeah, it definitely gonna help the people out there who will be watching this podcast once it is live. Okay. So let's move on to the round two. So if a person who is just entering into this field of like whatever you are following, that is analog VLSI. So how would you explain it? What analog VLSI is, and yeah, just a basic about whatever field you work.
See, the most basic understandings I could give is, see, हम सब ने 12th की physics करी है, 11th की physics करी है. We've learned क्या बोलते हैं कि Kirchhoff's law, KCL, KVL. We've seen memes about it, everything, right? So the most basic understanding of analog electronics is the intuitiveness of how a circuit works. ठीक है, हम देखते हैं दिन भर, like for example, you see a fan, you know fan घूम रहा है, but क्यों घूम रहा है नहीं पता, right? The analog electronics is hidden behind it. Ki what actually happening in the circuit, where the current's going, how much current is going, voltage is there. if it's on off. That is the most basic understanding how it's actually working.
Advice you would like to give, like if a person wants to get in, if a person has a two options, like after giving J, he has two options, either to get into a private institute with a CSE, because people are just going over there just for a CSE degree, or in a government college with an ECE specialization. So how would you just tell that, yeah, ECE would be the best way to, is the future, and how would you compare both things कि yeah, CSE से better ECE क्यों है?
See, honestly, there's no definitive answer to that question, right? First of all, unless you're like the top 0.1% out of 12th, you don't know what you're supposed to do in college beforehand, right? Very few people actually know. People go after computer science. Why? Because, well, that's the hype these days, right? Har jagah computer science karo, get money, right? Now, many people also do it because, well, they have the need, right? Family pressure, ये सब, and maybe family situation forces them कि ठीक है computer science करो, and yeah, sure, that is the more likely fastest path to earning a decent amount. And see, so I can't advise people without knowing context, right? You cannot advise anyone without knowing the context. A private CSE degrees, I have friends doing private CSE degrees and they're doing amazing, right? And then some students from government colleges, other degrees, not CS, right? They're also doing amazing. So it very much depends on the situation. Now, somebody has the slight, at least, what do you call it, backup, right? For example, if they take a government degree for not CSE and they don't manage to, for example, start earning in the first 1 2 years, if they have that backup that they can afford to do that, yeah, then go ahead. Government college definitely gives exposure. Fees mein paise bachenge tumhare. And however much I might crib about my college, it definitely gives exposure. ठीक है, अच्छा मिलता है. You find a good peer group, right? Private colleges, देखो, अब ऐसे बुराई तो नहीं करनी चाहिए mostly, right? But most are quite strict and they're forced to be because they don't have that elite reputation that government colleges have. So for private colleges to attract companies or get people to represent them with a good name, they have to force them to be strict, to study, to get maintain classes, to maintain a good CGPA. Government colleges can just ride off of the reputation जो they built over the past 50 years. तो वही है, if you do well in a more lenient environment, then a government college would be more suitable. If you think कि भाई you need someone banging on your head to maintain your discipline and then that way you can do it, then a private college would be good still. Yeah, there's no definitive answer to that question.
Also, extending to this question only, like if a person has two options, uh, either go for a if either to choose the specialization of his likings into a private college, or just going with a government college with any branch just because a government college has a brand. So what will be your point on this? Should a person choose a private college, that particular specialization which he likes, or the government college tag? Does it really helps? And what are your views in that? If you have any example to for the same.
Okay, see, does the tag help? Yes, it does, absolutely, especially for on-campus placements, right? But if किसी को interest है in a specific branch and they know कि मेरे को इसी में करना है, then 110% go for it. Private, government, doesn't matter. If somebody has interest from the start, they will do well wherever they are, right? Sure, on campus placements, maybe they might struggle because the companies might not even come. It's possible, right? Or they might come, no idea. But if they have an interest, they'll do well regardless of the college, right? College is just slight support. It depends on what you're doing.
Hmm. Uh, so, like, you have aware of that how you started with your journey in this particular
Yeah.
domain. So, like, if a person chooses a specialization, he's very clear with, like, I want to get into this particular specialization. So, what would his or her roadmap to just start off with, like, the whole pathway? Like, if a person wants to get into, like, in an analog VLSI, so how should he start off with the things that he would reach the place you are, or even better?
Yeah, see, देखो, first of all, पहला साल तो it should be spent exploring, right? First year, there is no way you can have a definitive idea on कि मेरे को यही करना है. आ गया तो fine, well and good, you have an idea, go for it. But mostly first year में किसी को पता नहीं होता. Second year भी वो लोग explore करते ही रह जाते हैं. For see, for computer science domains, I really could not provide a roadmap. I would be completely wrong. मेरे से answer नहीं होगा वो question. But for analog electronics, right? The thing I would say is the most important thing is fundamentals, right? Analog electronics is a domain where majority of hirers, I would say, require a master's, right? MTech students or MS students, even it can be seen in our own college. So it is a domain that requires heavy theoretical knowledge at the start. So from a second year or third year student that is sitting for interns or placement, the recruiters are not looking for क्या बोलते हैं बहुत depth में knowledge. What they're looking for is a strong willingness to learn and good fundamentals, right? कि तुमने जितना थोड़ा सा कॉलेज में पढ़ा है and जितना ज़रूरत होता है उसका like basic, you have a very thorough idea that yeah, this is supposed to go like this. Depth knowledge nahi hai, that is still fine because nobody expects a second year student or third year student to have that much knowledge at all, right? And if you do, well, you're a rare case.
Okay, like, yeah. And also, like, I want to ask one question related to placement. So, like, if what is like current scenario of this placement season? Like, if the hirers which are looking into such BTech students, are they much more into like taking MTech student or just BTech even just after a person is completing his BTech? So, what will be like the priority of the company as well? Like, if a person is just thinking that after 4 years of BTech, I will land into a placement. But there is one person like who has the thought ki like I will do MTech as well. I would then go for placements. So like how both of these kids like how would you just rate them with like how would you justify each case if a person is going just after BTech and how if a person getting after MTech would help in their particular domain which they are into.
See, an MTech is a master's for a reason, right? Because you're gaining more in-depth knowledge into that specific field. For example, electronics, EVLSI, VLSI, the two branches in our college, right? The placements ka exactly I can't say because well, I have not experienced it yet. Abhi pata chalega humko. Like our placement season will begin, right? But from the interns that I have seen, right, for core branches, for tech branches or non-tech, I can't say. For core branches, all but one company has come for a 6 month or 11 month intern for MTech students, राइट प्लेसमेंट्स का जितना मेरे को सीजन सीनियर से पता चला है इज दैट प्लेसमेंट्स में देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कोर कंपनीज ठीक है प्लेसमेंट्स बट फॉर इंटर्न इट्स मोस्टली एमटेक तो सी एमटेक फ्रॉम व्हाट आई हैव known like heard from my seniors and बहुत super seniors and all is worth it in India from only very few colleges IITs, IIScs, right? I'm not saying कि I'm not meaning to put down anyone doing MTech from anywhere else, right? People कर रहे हैं, सबका अपना है, करो. That's not bad. You're learning more. But from what I have heard, that's the thing I can say कि IITs or IIScs, if you're doing MTech, it's worth. Otherwise, you could do a master's from abroad, right? It definitely adds to your resume, right? For core companies, they see, oh, a BTech student and a master student. Obviously, they will prefer a master student because master student has proven that they've written a thesis, they've done a dissertation, and they have more knowledge in that specific field. BTech is more generalized knowledge. So,
Uh, I guess we have covered a lot of aspects when it comes to like basic placements and all. So, let's move to an interesting round. That is a rapid fire round. I would
okay.
just, yeah. So I would just call it the quick takes round. So there will be questions, and these question answers to be very like one liner, two liner, and
Okay.
whatever you feel like. So for starting off with the very first question, one college myth you strongly disagree with.
One call. Okay. That you have to attend all classes. Right. Some people वो आते हैं starting से thinking I have to attend everything. You don't. You don't.
Yeah, I have seen this after like completing 1 year. I can
Yeah.
relate to it. Yeah, in like
Complete
first
three
sem it
years.
was
Then
very. Okay, fair enough. Uh, the most underrated skill for success in college.
uh, knowing how to talk to people. You know how to talk to people, it is the most important thing. Trust me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so moving to next question. One habit that has most contributed to your growth.
Let's see. Sometimes when I forget to eat lunch if I'm sometimes working. I will sit in college, I will keep working. So very rarely, but those days I will forget to eat lunch. That's a habit. Sometimes it'll happen, very rarely, but those are the days I am most productive.
Hmm. Uh, were you a day scholar or a hostler?
I'm a day scholar.
Okay, so how much time it used to take for you to commute?
An hour and 15 minutes one way.
Oh, actually, even I'm a day scholar. Like in first sem, I took PG, and then it was about like I had to travel 2 hours from one side. But
Yeah, ball.
it's frustrating,
It's,
but let's
it's
see.
tiring.
Yeah, it's definitely very tiring. क्योंकि
Yeah.
कैंपस के बाद भी जब when you are involved in so much things, so फिर टाइम तो लग ही
Mhm.
जाता है अगर पहुंचते पहुंचते भी.
100%.
Um, Next question. A dream research project or a dream internship?
I'm already at it. I have to be honest with it. I am already at the dream internship I could have wanted.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, TI, 100%.
Okay. Uh, a private company or a government organization to work with?
See, as currently private, right? Because obviously I want no. I have to be honest. Money is a very lucrative factor. For now, private company. Yeah.
One piece of advice students should follow blindly, like, huh, one particular advice of a college student is looking forward to, yeah, at the end of like third year, he should be landing into a good college or a good whatever domain he wants to get to. A very fair advice like you want to give to that particular person. Like, yeah, using this mantra, I think you can get to this.
See, I think being consistent is more important than being super smart. ठीक है? Even if you didn't do anything till second year, na, it is fine. You didn't get an internship, it is fine. 1 year, I think 3 months, 6 months is more than enough if you're consistent. बस it does not matter पहले 2 साल में अगर नहीं कराना कुछ कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है आगे भी just lock in for 3 months you're good.
Fair, fair enough. Uh, if your college journey were a book, what would its title would be?
Where a book the slow descent into madness.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you elaborate the title a bit?
I don't see the more I've gone through the semesters, right? The more I've started caring less about said semesters. Okay. And that has nothing to do with my own ability or inability to study.
How getting involved in other activities except for academics have helped you shaping your whole personality, whatever you want to do. Like how these societies in the college, how your sports in which you are involved, and also gaming that you already love.
Yeah.
So how each every segment is like very very helpful in your what whole personality. Like even like if a particular game is helping in problem solving, then how you would you justify that these all things have catered a lot in your personality and whatever you stand for.
Okay. See, first of all, I will talk about being in a society, right? Originally, first sem I joined two. Nakshatra I joined because maths, right? I was like, oh, maths, I will join. And DevCom, I was like, at that time, I was still key, I will do coding and all. Okay. Newsflash, I didn't do anything. I have been completely inactive. Completely, I've done nothing there. Zero. Now, Nakshatra say, see, one, maybe two dedicated society if you're part of till third year, fourth year, you will manage to make a group of close friends that are very, that's a very good group that are very close to you. And trust me, that's very important. ये क्लास का ग्रुप मेरा है मेरे क्लास का क्रोज 7 लोगों का ग्रुप है एंड आई लव दैट ग्रुप बहुत अच्छा है एंड ट्रस्ट मी they'll be there जिंदगी भर बट देर ऑल फ्रॉम माई क्लास सो टू एक्सप्लोर टू नो कि भाई बाकी कॉलेज में क्या चल रहा है क्या है एंड नो अदर पीपल फ्रॉम अदर ब्रांचेज राइट यू शुड कनेक्ट विद पीपल you shouldn't stay in your own small group the entire time and the society helps with it a lot. ठीक है, there's always some or the other drama, कुछ भी कह लो, कितना भी कोशिश करो, there's some drama, something that will always happen. But the group that sticks through it, that you get at the end of it, it's worth it, 110%. रही बात sports की, again, it's important. See, first year I tried for the basketball team, right? I was out of form, I didn't get in. I was like, whatever. I was like, ठीक है, कोई नहीं, चलो नहीं हुआ, it's fine. Second year I tried again because मेरा एक classmate था and he's like, ठीक है, try कर लो. मैं, ठीक है, and I got in. I was like, good. I even got inter college, IIT, BHU and all. And trust me, going on a trip like for a tournament, that builds a different sort of bonding as well, right? I know seniors, juniors just through my sports basketball, right? Basketball team. And yeah, ठीक है, उनसे बहुत ज़्यादा बात नहीं होती, बहुत टाइम टू टाइम ही बात होती है, but it's fine. I got to know more people. I got to interact with them. I got to interact with good people. Yes, it's worth it, right? And और क्या बात रही? These two are the things that I think are most important. You should branch out. You should get to know people from other parts of the college. It's important.
Hmm. I guess yeah, it's very very important because like even I like me and Yaki in the first sem
Yeah.
like we have joined a lot, but like but now it's the time we are ending up into just 5 or 6.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You can't पांच कितनी सोसाइटी ज्वाइन कर लोगे, like you can't manage to be active and build a close bond with 10 different groups. That's not possible. कितना भी कह लो कि अरे 10-15 लोग हैं, ये हैं, वो हैं, we'll get through college, it won't happen. It'll slowly break down, and max to max you can get to maybe 3 close groups, right? But those 2-3 close groups are definitely worth it to go through any trials you might go through.
वैसे एक ऐसी क्वेश्चन लाइक
हाँ.
क्या आकाश भैया क्लास बंक क्या करते थे और लाइक
Bro, this sem, if I show you my attendance, it has bordered on 75, and I don't think I've attended that much. Trust me. Okay? And I'll tell you, this started, me leaving classes started in second sem. Okay? Not most of the classes, but सुबह 9 से 10 की class होती थी second sem में हमारे, and it was winters. I kid you not, मैं class का CR था, and I think I came to maybe one 9 to 10 class in the entire semester. ठीक है? One. But still मेरी attendance थी. Third sem I attended a majority of the classes because 9 से 10 classes नहीं थी. 10 के बाद होती है, मैं कर ही लेता हूँ. But जैसे जैसे semester जाते जा रहे हैं, I skip more and more and more classes, and it's not just because कि मेरे को नहीं करनी classes. Some classes I personally don't feel worth attending. ठीक है? It's no offense to anybody. Like, see, the teachers, they will teach and they do an amazing job at teaching. For sometimes I maybe am not, vibing with the teacher, right? उनके पढ़ाई का style मेरे को vibe नहीं कर रहा, so I don't attend. Okay, you don't have to attend every class, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Just please maintain attendance इतनी कि बाद में फिर end में भागते ना फिरो, professor attendance दे दो, attendance दे दो, बस.
लाइक दिस एक्चुअली हैपेंड लाइक सेकंड जो आपका सेम था उसमें स्टार्टिंग में तो था कि लाइक शुरू में तो हम इतना ज्यादा मिस करने लगे बिकॉज आई वाज आल्सो द सीआर तो स्टार्टिंग में 9 से 10 बजे क्लास तो छूट ही जाती थी बट वो था कि लाइक प्रोफेसर नोज यू एंड
Yeah.
चीजें अच्छे से वर्कआउट करती है तो आखिर तक तो मैनेज हो ही जाता है तो फिर उतना नहीं चलता
See, वो तो ऐसी, बट थिंग इज ना, मेरा यही था, प्रोफेसर्स न्यू मी, सो आई फेल्ट मोर गिल्टेड कि नहीं, मेरे को आना चाहिए, तो प्रोफेसर ट्रस्ट मी, आई शुड बी देयर इन द क्लास, राइट? एंड हुआ था मेरे से एक दो बार कि मैं मिड सेम के बाद मैंने पूरी क्लासेस ही छोड़ दी, एंड प्रोफेसर न्यू मी बट शी डिडंट सी मी इन द क्लास, सो सुना दिया मेरे को. ठीक है, इट वाज डिजर्व्ड बिकॉज़ आई डिडंट अटेंड एनी क्लासेस. तो या,
वो
समटाइम्स.
होता है बट मैं तो ये करता था मैं पहले प्रोफेसर को इन्फॉर्म करके आ जाता था सर मेरे को जाना है बिकॉज जो स्कूल टाइम से होता है कि यू आर अ वेरी डिसिप्लिन
हाँ,
किड एंड यू यूज टू बी रेगुलर स्टूडेंट इन द क्लास एंड वो टीचर के आगे होता है ना लाइक प्रॉपर बॉन्डिंग रहता है
वही 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 एग्जैक्टली, राइट.
वो गिल्ट तो रहता है बट हाँ ठीक है कॉलेज टाइम तक आ जाते हैं वो चीजें चेंज होती
हो
हैं
जाता है. हाँ,
डेफिनेटली
trust me. One of my teachers, right, in fourth sem as well, she's like, मैं CR था उस टाइम पे. She's like, तुम क्लास में तो आते नहीं, एंड जब मिड सेम का पेपर देने की बात आई, मेरे 19 नंबर आ रखे थे 20 में से. She's like, you don't come to class, how do you score the marks, right? And same thing with end sem, because I managed to get a 10 in that subject, 19 and then 47 or something, right? So she's like, you don't attend any classes, because I genuinely used to attend barely any classes, and still, तो teacher is like, कैसे नंबर कैसे ले आए? You don't have to attend the classes to score marks, but जो अच्छा टीचर मिले, I would suggest तुम अगर एक भी क्लास ले आ रहे हो, आ जाओ. it's worth it to sit in that class, make notes, and study.
Also, this beyond the classroom round only under this, like, how did you feel that the college curriculum you are studying is helping you in your career journey, which you are currently passing through? Like, it's the more have you studied from your own end, like from searching for other resources, or does actually the college curriculum help you out in securing this place where you?
In all honesty, college curriculum has done maybe 1%, right? Maybe 10, chalo. And that is all on the basis of that one course in third semester. Uske baad se, the elective system is a bit funky because it goes to the majority. Like if majority select a subject, that subject gets run in elective. And given what I want to study is analog electronics is a tougher subject, तो majority has not selected it past 2 semesters. तो मैंने अपने करियर की तरफ की कोई पढ़ाई करी ही नहीं है पिछले 2 सेमेस्टर इन कॉलेज, एक्सेप्ट फॉर एक कॉलेज को कोर्स था, बट वो भी इन वैसे इतना डिटेल नहीं था। तो मैंने अपनी तरफ से करी जितना करी थोड़ा सा। कॉलेज करिकुलम रियली डिड नॉट फेवर मी. If somebody wanted to get into digital electronics, it would have favored them a lot because it's उनके लिए वो वाले कोर्स रन हुए दोनों इलेक्टिव्स, बट एनालॉग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में खुद ही करना पड़ा.
तो इलेक्टिव कोर्सेज वही ना जो एनपीटीईएल के आपके कोर्सेज होते हैं?
नो 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 नो, सी थर्ड ईयर से फॉर एग्जांपल तुम्हारे कोर कोर्स अभी 5 होंगे 6 होंगे कोर कोर्सेज, राइट, पर सेमेस्टर. From the fifth sem में एटलीस्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डिपार्टमेंट, आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली कितने कोर सब्जेक्ट होंगे तुम्हारे, बट मोस्ट लाइकली 4 सब कोर सब्जेक्ट फिफ्थ सेम में होते हैं, 3 कोर सब्जेक्ट तुम्हारे सिक्स्थ सेम में होते हैं. बाकी जो सब्जेक्ट होते हैं दोज कम फ्रॉम इलेक्टिव्स एंड एनपीटीएल्स, दे आर डिफरेंट. राइट नाउ इलेक्टिव्स कैन बी इन स्लाइटली हमारी डोमेन में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के अंदर आने वाली कोई चीज़ होंगी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स है तो उसके अंदर सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग आता है, ऑप्टिकल फाइबर कम्युनिकेशन आता है, एंड देन ये माइक्रो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आता है. तो दे कैन बी स्प्लिट इनटू डिफरेंट पूल्स. पॉइंट ये है कि from each pool a specific number of courses will run, and they will run based on majority vote, and majority vote has not been in my favor especially.
वैसे कुछ नहीं होता, मनाए हम लाइक प्लीज.
I tried कोशिश कर ली मैंने, दोनों सेमेस्टर कोशिश कर ली,
नहीं हुआ. That is the signature segment of Kalpana Se Vastavikta Tak.
okay.
So, what is like there is one Kalpana, that is the thought, and you have to give the reality check what it is actually in the college life.
Okay.
So, starting off with the very first Kalpana, that जो सब करते हैं, is that the only safest option? Or if you are going beyond it and working very hard, will help you out in your.
See, anything you put effort towards, even if it does not end up succeeding, will build you up. Okay. I have friends that try to, start a small startup or start small business, right? It worked for half a sem and then it couldn't. But it will build you up. So you'll get knowledge कि हमने जब ये किया था, so we did it this way, it didn't work that way, right? You get knowledge. So anything you put full effort towards is a bonus, 100%. It's not a failure even if it's officially a failure.
So moving forward, like थोड़ा सा स्लाइड चेंज आते हैं. लाइक इसमें क्या है, इट्स अ स्टेटमेंट. सो आपको उससे एग्री करना है या डिसएग्री करना है एंड उसके बिहाफ पे. सो कल्पना इज दैट सीजीपीए एंड एक्स्ट्रा को करिकुलर्स साथ में नहीं चल सकते.
False. Absolutely
Like,
false.
okay.
You can maintain both. CGPA लाने के लिए तुम 2 रात ढंग से पढ़ लो, तुम्हारी आ जाएगी.
अगर फर्स्ट ईयर ओवर हो गया तो गेम ओवर?
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. I had no idea in my first year what to do. No. First year is the start, not the end. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah.
अगर फर्स्ट ईयर में आपकी सीजीपी कम आ गई, so you don't have a choice to improve it further. You will get it down. Is
False.
it so?
False. I know people that got worse and have constantly worked to improve it. See, it's tougher because पहले 2 semester is the easiest position to pad up your CGPA. But it's not impossible कि भाई बाद में ना करो. I know people that have done it. बाद में improve कर ली.
Okay. I guess we only had these 3 to 4 questions for this round.
Okay.
So this is the very last question.
Okay.
So if the first year Akash were
Hmm.
sitting across from you today,
Yeah.
what is the one message you want him to hear? Right.
Uh, don't give as much worth to college subjects as you have, except for maybe one or two. ठीक है, टीचर से बना के रखो, बननी चाहिए, यू शुड हैव अ गुड इम्प्रेशन, एंड स्पेशली अपने आसपास के लोगों पे इम्प्रेशन अच्छा होना चाहिए, यू शुड नो पीपल, बट देयर इज नथिंग आई वुड चेंज, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, आई थिंक आई हैव डन डिसेंट, एंड हु नोज कि कुछ चेंज कर दिया तो क्या होता, राइट, व्हाट इफ सोचते रह जाओगे तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है।
एक और इससे से रिलेटेड एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है। अगर लाइक इफ अ पर्सन
हम्म,
एक डिसेंट सीजी मेंटेन करता है और अपने पैशन को फॉलो करता है,
हाँ,
सो इज इट वर्थ, या फिर सिर्फ अगर एक पर्सन इज फुल इनटू स्टडी, सिर्फ पढ़ता है अपने कोर सब्जेक्ट्स जो है कॉलेज के, वही
हम्म,
वही पढ़ रहा है, नॉट वर्किंग ऑन
हम्म।
एनी स्किल्स, वो उसकी 9.5 सीजी आ रही है। सो दोनों में से कौन सा बेटर वे है प्रॉपर उसका, मतलब थोड़ा सा एक बार आप बताओगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा।
देखो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सेइंग अ बेटर वे इज वेरी सब्जेक्टिव, पहली बात, राइट। सम स्टूडेंट्स हैव दैट इन देम कि नहीं, मेरे को मार्क्स चाहिए ही चाहिए, लोगों का होता है, एकेडमिक वैलिडेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू मी एज वेल, वो अलग बात है, मैंने गिव अप कर दिया, बट दैट डजंट मीन कि रिजल्ट दिखता है मेरे को तो बुरा नहीं लगता कि भाई 6 सेमेस्टर में एक बार भी 9 नहीं आई, राइट, तो लगता है, बट if for example you want to build a career, right, you have to understand college studies are not the end, right, it is not everything. You want to score 9, 10 in every subject, go ahead, karo padhai uski, good for you, and it will give you an edge, 100%, but it is not the end of everything. If you don't build outside of it, you're more than likely to get stuck कि college में CGPA आई and then you didn't, right, तो उसके आस अलग से भी कुछ करना चाहिए, but college पढ़ो, please don't leave it, it should be a good balance.
Like it's very very true, because I think in even my branch I've seen a lot of people who are
Hmm.
just they're like making notes and notes of the class teachers, whatever they're teaching, in a very colorful manner and stuff like that. Ended up getting 47, 50.
हाँ,
But हाँ,
सी देखो, नोट्स बनाना पता है, आई वुड से इट्स अ गुड थिंग, राइट, बट इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन द टीचर, इफ द टीचर राइट्स इन अ वे यू कांट मेक नोट्स, और टीच इन अ वे यू कांट मेक नोट्स, तो देन यू आर बेटर ऑफ जस्ट लिसनिंग, trying to understand, and or maybe even not attending and then doing it yourself. But in the few subjects, right, a teacher teaches well, it is very very useful to have notes, ठीक है, आई माई सेल्फ बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट से मैंने नोट्स बनाए हैं, ठीक है, कुछ कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स में तो टीचर से ना भी पढ़ के बुक से उठा के नोट्स बनाए हैं, एंड ट्रस्ट मी दैट हेल्प्स अ लॉट टू स्टडी, बिकॉज व्हेन यू राइट इट डाउन एंड स्टडी व्हाट यू हैव रिटन, नथिंग कैन टीच यू बेटर देन दैट, नोबडी, तुम अपने आप को समझ सकते हो बेस्ट।
I guess it's the best point कि like every time when you're studying it from your
हम्म,
own end and you want to have a better understanding, उस केस में नोट्स बनाओ। अगर
एकदम।
अगर टीचर नोट्स दे ही रहा है तो उस केस में why you are wasting your time
देखो,
making it?
यू फेयर 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 इफ द क्लास के ड्यूरिंग ऐसा तुम बना ही नहीं पा रहे हो नोट्स एंड टीचर दे रहा है, या उनकी पीपीटी से पढ़ो, स्लाइड से पढ़ लो, नॉट एन इशू, राइट, मैंने भी बहुत सब्जेक्ट में करा है ऐसा, बट इफ इट्स समथिंग, यार कैसे, लाइक हाउ डू यू एक्सप्लेन, यू गेट द वाइब फ्रॉम अ स्पेसिफिक सब्जेक्ट, इफ द टीचर इज टीचिंग वेल, यू योरसेल्फ विल वांट कि नहीं मैं लिख लेता हूँ, राइट, इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, आई अंडरस्टैंड बेटर, सो इट इज वेरी सब्जेक्ट डिपेंडेंट, वेरी वेरी टीचर डिपेंडेंट कि तुम्हें क्या करना है, और ऑब्वियसली तुम्हारी वाइब पे डिपेंडेंट है। आई नो पीपल जिन्होंने 6 सेमेस्टर निकाल दिया, एक ही रजिस्टर खत्म नहीं हुआ, राइट, तो या होता है, एंड आई नो मैं हूँ स्पेसिफिक, मैंने आप हर सब्जेक्ट की अलग अलग नोटबुक बना रखी है, राइट, नॉट नॉट एवरी सब्जेक्ट बट लाइक एनी सब्जेक्ट दैट आई हैव मेड नोट्स फॉर, राइट, उनकी अलग नोटबुक्स है, सो इट्स पर्सन टू पर्सन, टीचर टू टीचर, एंड सब्जेक्ट टू सब्जेक्ट।
Like if a person अभी जस्ट उसने सेकेंड ईयर एंड किया है एंड लाइक अब आपका थर्ड ईयर में आपका इंटर्नशिप सीजन होता है, तो व्हाट वाज द होल प्रोसीजर, अगर आप एक बार बताना चाहो कि आपका टीआई में कैसे कंप्लीटली पूरा जर्नी है, वो आप एक बार बताना चाहो।
सी, स्टार्टिंग में जब इंटर्नशिप सीजन स्टार्ट्स, राइट, टेक कंपनी स्टार्ट टू कम, डी शो, गूगल, गोल्डमैन सैक्स, राइट, एंड वी सॉ टेक कंपनी आफ्टर टेक कंपनी कम, एंड वी जस्ट वेटिंग, बिकॉज वी न्यू कि आई न्यू कि एक और कंपनी आनी है, I have to work for that, Right. Now people will think, "Ye bhai, to crack it, I studied the entire summer. Jaan laga di maine." No. ठीक है. TI came and they had a pre-placement talk and then they gave us 7 to 10 days or something. I think 9 days. कि they'll have their online assessment there. That is when I started studying. I did not study पहले से. मैंने थोड़ी थोड़ी पढ़ाई करी थी, थोड़ा थोड़ा लाइक अपना करिकुलर में. आई यूज्ड टू गो टू कॉलेज टू वर्क इन लैब, बट हफ्ते में 1 2 दिन, राइट. But I did not. I logged in for 10 days. 10 days I did for the OA online assessment, and then for interview I brushed up what was in my resume and some of my old notes. Actually, I went through my old notes to just prepare for the interview, and trust me, that helped. I got asked the question randomly from my third sem कि ये circuit कैसा होता है, and I was able to answer that. So yeah, that helps. And see, for an interview, the more important thing is being honest. Yeah, obviously, usually people say in interviews the battle of liars, who can lie better, right? But for me, it was different. I was like, I am honest. मैंने जितना मेरे को आता था, right? मैंने एक जगह पे एक गलती भी करी, and then 2 minutes later I realized that I had made a mistake. I fixed it, and then I told them, sir, actually I think I've made a mistake, and this is the correct. So, and I showed them my thought process. This is how it should be. Even if you get the final answer wrong, if you have a good thought process or direction toward how you're attempting the question or whatever they've asked in the interview, it goes a long way. And obviously, luck is a factor. Luck to hota hi hai, right? And when you're giving an online assessment, right? It was in APJs, our online assessment. The most important thing is not to panic. मेरा क्या हुआ था that I was sitting in the hall, and our cameras and our screens are all, what do you call it? They have access to it to prevent cheating. So since there were so many people in the background, they were also sitting and giving the paper. My camera turned black. Okay, on the screen it showed complete black. I was scared कि cancel ना हो जाए, because there been people detected. So I asked क्या बोलते हैं, coordinator. They said go sit in that corner. So वहाँ जाके बैठ के give the paper. I went there. It was still black. I was scared कि भाई because of this it might have an issue. But my main task at that point was कि मेरे को जो assessment है वो करना है. External factors I can't control. It's not in my hand. If I get like my candidature gets cancelled because of something that's not in my fault, not my fault. It's not in my hand. I do my best at what is in my hand, and that's not panic and give the answers, and that was it.
Yeah, fair point. Like जो हाथ में है एटलीस्ट उसको तो सुधार
वही ना,
सकते हैं, but जो हो
exactly. See, as you go through your college life, मेरा अभी 1 साल बचा है, वैसे मैं भूल रहा हूँ, बट ठीक है. बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी that you always thought कि नहीं ठीक है, हमारे साथ नहीं होगा ये, right? Breaking up of friend groups, people leaving, it's common. You never, it should be taken not to the heart. Like लगेगा बुरा, right? But college life है for you to learn all that. की experiences होंगे. So struggles are part of it. You don't learn unless you struggle. If somebody has everything handed to them, there is no point in learning. Right. Yeah.
वो तो है ही, बिकॉज़ अब मैं कहीं मतलब थोड़ा बहुत तो लगता ही
Hmm.
है, इट्स डिसहार्टनिंग एज़ वेल। हाउ इज़ लाइफ अब, जब अब तो थोड़ा-सा लगता है अभी थोड़ी मतलब लाइफ में हलचल सी कम हुई है, या इट्स
यार मेरे
ऑलरेडी अब वैसा बटरफ्लाई फीलिंग?
देख, हलचल तो कम में है because I don't have the daily 1.5 hour 1 hour 50 minute travel to college, right? कॉलेज में जो रैंडम कुछ भी करते रहते हो नहीं है. Here it's more structured. ठीक है, सुबह उठे, 10 मिनट तक ऑफिस पहुंच गए, बैठे काम करे, एंड घर आ गए, राइट. सी, बट इट गेट्स बोरिंग इफ यूर नॉट हैंगिंग आउट विद योर फ्रेंड्स ऑफ लाइक जल आसपास दिन भर नहीं मिलते. जिन लोगों के साथ पिछले 3 साल से तुम घूम रहे हो हर रोज, एवरी डे यूर कमिंग इन द मेट्रो, यूर सिटिंग इन द क्लास, राइट, एंड देन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन यूर वर्किंग. शॉक, बहुत शॉक लगता है. व्हेन आई फर्स्ट केम आई वाज लाइक कि नहीं यार, मेरे को स्टूडेंट बनना है. आई वांट टू स्टे स्टूडेंट फॉर लॉन्गर, राइट. बिकॉज पहले कॉलेज में होते हैं तो लगता है यार निकलना है कॉलेज से, बस हो गया मेरा, इससे मैं तंग आ चुका हूँ. You go outside into the corporate में काम करना चालू किया, and you realize even though it's not toxic, it's a very good environment, I love it, I still want to be a student for as long as possible, right? उसकी vibe ही अलग है. तो yeah.
अब जैसे आफ्टर दिस लाइक यू एंड अप इन टेक्सास इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आप लॉन्गर टाइम के लिए काम तो वुड यू रेदर गो फॉर मास्टर्स एंड स्टफ लाइक आप आगे पढ़ना चाहोगे?
Yeah, that's honestly for right now, I would say no to a master's, but 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, I can't say. Right now, for example, Manlo, let's hope I get into TI only, right, as a job. Then no, I wouldn't look for a master's. I would get some work experience, 2, 3, 4 saal, and then if I feel ki bhai no, I require more knowledge, a master's is required, then I might, right? But इतना आगे तक सोचा नहीं है. Is just an option that is there. But yeah,
वैसे आपके पास आइडिया है गेट वगैरह?
like I myself gave gate. I gave gate just for the sake of giving it. बिना पढ़े बिना ऐसे ही जाके देके आ गया. Right. And I don't believe it's a good judge of a student's knowledge. ठीक है, it gets you into IITs, it gets you into IIScs. But I'll be honest, it felt like कि मैं अगर second year तक के अपने फॉर्मूले रट के चले जाता 1 महीने पढ़ के तो मेरा क्लियर हो जाता. See, it's very it sounds, what do you call it, like bragging, right? But it isn't, because I didn't study for it, and yet I felt that मैं थोड़ा भी मेहनत की होती तो बहुत आराम से हो जाता. तो either I would say कि tougher बनाओ, or I would just say कि it's not a very good judge of knowledge when you have to rote learn formulas and spit them out on a page, right?
जो आपका गेट होता है दैट इज मोस्टली कोर सेकेंड ईयर राइट?
यस, सेकेंड ईयर तक के सब्जेक्ट्स होता है, मैथ्स 1, 2, 3 जितना भी होता है तुम्हारा, सेकेंड ईयर तक के सब्जेक्ट्स वही है. सेकेंड थर्ड ईयर वाले सब्जेक्ट थे भी नहीं, जबकि मैंने दिया भी 5th सेमेस्टर के एंड पे, राइट? दिस ईयर्स फेब आई गेव द पेपर.
आई गेस it was all about this podcast. So here comes to an end our very first episode of Kalpana Se Vastavikta Tak. Thank you so much, Akash Bhaiya, for your valuable insights. This podcast is really going to help out all those aspiring engineers and those who have successfully started off with their engineering journey and soon gonna go and sit for internship and placements. So this was all about our very first episode for Kalpana Se Vastavikta Tak. That's all from my side. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Shabakher.